Once upon a time, there was a little bird named Ponkawanka. Ponkawanka was born in a cozy nest high up in a tree. Her mother was always there to feed and care for her, and life was perfect. But one day, her mother flew away and never returned, leaving Ponkawanka all alone. Ponkawanka was so small and helpless that she couldn't even fly yet. She was all alone, scared, and hungry. She cried out for help, hoping that someone would hear her. That's when a little girl named Cathy was walking by. She heard Ponkawanka's cries, and she followed them until she found the little bird, all alone and scared. Cathy didn't know what to do at first, but she knew she had to help. So she carefully picked up Ponkawanka and brought her home with her. Cathy took care of Ponkawanka, feeding her and giving her water, and keeping her warm and safe. Ponkawanka was so tiny and fragile, and Cathy was so worried about her. But she loved Ponkawanka so much, and she promised herself that she would take care of her. Ponkawanka and Cathy became the best of friends. They played together, and Ponkawanka would sit on Cathy's shoulder and sing songs with her. They went on adventures together, exploring the world around them. And every night, Cathy would tuck Ponkawanka into her cozy little birdhouse, where she would fall asleep feeling safe and loved. But one day, Ponkawanka became very sick. Cathy didn't know what to do. She tried everything she could think of to make Ponkawanka feel better, but nothing seemed to work. One night, Ponkawanka passed away. Cathy was heartbroken. She had lost her best friend, her little companion, her dear little bird. But as Cathy sat there, crying and missing Ponkawanka, she began to feel a strange sensation. It was as if a warm light was shining down on her, and a gentle breeze was blowing through her hair. She looked up and saw a beautiful sight. Ponkawanka was flying high up in the sky, soaring over the clouds. She was surrounded by other birds, all flying together in perfect harmony. Ponkawanka was happy, healthy, and free. Cathy realized that Ponkawanka was in bird heaven now, a magical place where all the birds go when they pass away. It was a place where they could fly and sing and be happy forever. As Ponkawanka soared higher and higher, she was amazed by the beauty of bird heaven. Everywhere she looked, there were lush forests, sparkling streams, and fields of colorful flowers. Birds of all colors and sizes flew gracefully around her, welcoming her to their home. As she explored her new world, Ponkawanka felt a sense of peace and healing wash over her. She was no longer in pain, and she could feel the strength returning to her wings. She was filled with joy at the sight of so many birds singing and playing together, and she knew that she had found a place where she truly belonged. Bird heaven was not just a place for fun and play, but it was also a place of healing. Ponkawanka no longer felt sick or in pain. She was healthy and happy once again. She had left the struggles of the physical world behind and had found a place of peace and tranquility. But even though she was happy for Ponkawanka, Cathy couldn't help but feel a deep sense of sadness and grief. She had lost her dear little bird, and she didn't know how to deal with the pain. Cathy's parents noticed how sad she was, and they tried to comfort her in any way they could. They talked to her about death and explained that it was a natural part of life. They told her that it was okay to feel sad and that it was important to express her emotions. Cathy's parents also encouraged her to find ways to remember Ponkawanka. They suggested that she draw pictures of her, or write stories about their adventures together. They even helped her create a little memorial for Ponkawanka in the garden, where she could go to remember her dear little bird. Slowly but surely, Cathy began to feel better. She still missed Ponkawanka, but she was able to cope with her grief in a healthier way. She talked to her parents about her feelings, and she spent time remembering her little bird in her own way. And as time went on, Cathy began to realize that even though Ponkawanka was no longer with her, the love and joy they shared together would always be a part of her life. She would always cherish the memories of their time together, and she would always keep Ponkawanka in her heart. Cathy learned that death is a natural part of life, and that it's okay to feel sad and to express your emotions. But she also learned that it's important to remember the good times and to keep the memories of your loved ones close to your heart. And with that knowledge, Cathy was able to find peace and healing in her grief. Days went by and Cathy decided to create a beautiful memorial for Ponkawanka. She placed a photo of Ponkawanka and some of her favorite toys on a table. She also placed some flowers and a few stones with kind words painted on them. Cathy invited her friends to come to see the memorial and share stories about Ponkawanka. They all remembered the good times they had spent together and how much they loved Ponkawanka. Cathy realized that talking about her feelings and sharing her memories helped her to feel better. She knew that Ponkawanka would always have a special place in her heart. And so, Cathy continued to visit the memorial every day and talk to Ponkawanka, telling her all about her day and how much she missed her. She knew that even though Ponkawanka was no longer with her, she would always be a part of her life, and that gave her comfort.